All right. All right. Good evening. I certainly hope and pray that all is well with everyone. Okay, I probably won't be on long. I'm a little sleepy tonight, but I hope everyone had a good day, a great weekend. Is it Monday? Yes, Monday. All right. So, what was it? Thursday night, I think. Thursday night, I had an interesting experience. Pretty sure it was Thursday. Yeah, I had an interesting experience. Um, I got on Thursday night too, I think. But anyway, it was a long day for me. Worked all day. Was really sleepy. I came home, got my bed, and it lasted for maybe about 5 minutes, something like that. Just there was no sense of time. You know, you can kind of feel time and feel the day. It was just like none. It was completely gone. And I recognized it and I felt it. And there would have been a time where I would have felt that and got a little afraid and, tried to ground myself and everything, but I didn't. I just kind of felt like just go with it. Just feel it. It was like, I didn't know. It wasn't so much like I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know what time it was, but it was like it was gone. Like time was gone. It was interesting. I was sharing it with my friend, a friend of mine. I was telling him, I said it felt like when I finally came back. Uh, Excuse me, gotta sneeze. And I finally came back to myself. It was like, so I wonder, was it? Did I move like to another dimension or something? You know, how people are always talking about ascension symptoms and all of that type of thing. I mean, literally, it was like time and space was completely gone for about those 5 minutes. I said, just lay here, just be with it. Just go with it. Cause I was watching a movie. But anyway, my last video I was talking about this deviance that I see. It seems to be an underlying theme with these people that have at least been targeting me. I don't know about others, but people was mad about it. But I always find it interesting that they get mad and then throw some of their evil workings my way, but yet you did all kind of evil workings on me, unjustifiably so. Just because you thought it was funny or you want to take me down some notches and who she thinks she is and all of that kind of thing. So we're going to target her and make fun of her and talk about her real bad and, lie on her and all of these things. And then they want to throw shit my way when I expose the truth about them. And the main person who did it, she wasn't even mentioned in the video, but you will be mentioned. One of these girls that this woman who raised me, one of her great nieces, I believe she led the charge. I was working with a client and I felt it kind of like, it was like, ooh. Whenever they do it sometimes, it's just like for a quick second, I just do that. It's kind of like my body just like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, whoa. And I was like, wow, that was a Saturday. And I was like, wow, that kind of felt like that no time thing that I experienced Thursday night. I think that was Thursday night I experienced that. And I was standing there waiting for it to happen again, because it was kind of an interesting feeling. I kind of like the feeling of it. You know what I'm saying? Send that shit again, motherfuckers. I guess they like tonight. And we'll do it tonight, bitch. But anyway, I had some really interesting dreams as well. Okay. And any negative energy sent this way, it return to you. Your evil eye projections, your hatred, hateration, all of that kind of stuff, right back at you. Okay, turn the sender on your fucking ass. So anyway, I said, well, that's probably some of them women, that woman who raised me, some of her nieces. These are the people that, you know, when I was living in my grandmother's house, was doing such horrendous evil workings on me. You know, my dream infiltration, unwarranted, completely unwarranted. People I had in my home and hung out with, loved on, whatever. This particular person, who I believe spearheaded this shit, on, what was it, Saturday, while I was working with a client, when I felt it. It's like, I think she's done a couple more things since Saturday. You know, and there's one of the people that Brianna Bellamy mentioned over there, who she got involved with. Um, it's like, I don't know if it was so much being mad or angry because of what I talked about in the video concerning their family and their home, or if she was hoping that I wouldn't say her name and expose her role. Okay. And things that may have occurred in her life. But, and I didn't ask either, you know, which is it? Because why should I? Why should I ask? Because I damn sure didn't ask for you to do all that shit to me that you did to me a couple years ago, a few years back, 2021, when that shit started. I don't know when that shit started. It might have started before then. If it did, it started in 2020. Well, I'll put that I was aware of. They could have been doing shit on me and I wasn't aware of it, but they damn sure made themselves known and present in my dreams. And this particular person, she lives, well, I guess she does. I don't know where she lives now. But she lived in Atlanta. I mentioned going 4-4, being asked to be there, go there twice to watch her daughter. No, the first time I was asked, it was, you know, it was really, the first time she asked me to come, like I said before, it was stupid, you know, because she was going out of town. There was no reason for me to be there, but me and my daughter went because why not? You know, nice little getaway. Second time she asked me to come be with her daughter. And when I got there, I was there for almost 2 months. It was like there was no reason for me to be there. She can you babysit my daughter? Surely you have somebody in Atlanta that can babysit your child, you know. But I went. But this is probably I was probably being asked at that time because they were probably working on whatever kind of little evil plans they had to snuff me out. You know what I'm saying? Because there was absolutely no reason. I mean, like, it was no reason for me to be there. The child's father was watching the child. The girl hardly ever worked, you know, or worked from home. I was just, and the atmosphere was so fucking depressing that she thought something was wrong with me. No, bitch, it was you. The atmosphere of your home was just dark and dismal. Or maybe just because I don't live the lifestyle that she lives. That you folks be trying to hide from me. Somebody took their thumbs up away. Oh well. So when I was talking about that, my last video about this sexual deviance, that seems to be an underlying theme with these I don't know what to call them. Stalkers, gang stalkers, whatever you want to call them. You know, I guess, uh, that was frustrating and caused some anger. And like I said, maybe hoping that I didn't speak out, or it was either angry or hoping that I didn't mention her. Okay. Maybe thinking, see, you all do things that even before you did your black magic and shit and all that evil ass shit you was doing to me, my dreams and whatnot, you don't think that people can see what's happening in your life. But just because a person can see doesn't mean that they always speak to it, because really it's like, well, that's none of my business, And that's a sensitive topic. But since you thought it was so funny, thought it was hilarious, because I remember one of these dream infiltrations they did to me, and they brought me into their time and space, into her grandmother's house, that lady who raised me, her sister's house. It was a duplex side by side, but looked like in the dream they were on the side, not that her grandmother lived on, but on the other side. And they was in there having a good time, getting high as a fucking kite. Okay, and it didn't look like it was no weed neither. I don't know what it was. That's just what I sensed. And I remember looking at her, and she just was just laughing her fucking head off, And it was a whole bunch of other little weird. It was boys there. That I didn't know who they were. When I say boys, I don't mean like little boys. They were young men, age wise, and they were watching. They weren't participating. It was like they were just watching. But all of these quote unquote family members, who at the time I thought was my family, they had me in there, and they just thought it was just so hilarious to bully me in the spirit realm, in the dream realm. I didn't know why. I didn't know what was going on. I know it was, but honey, y'all was having a good fucking motherfucking time. So I don't know why you would think that I've mentioned some of these other names. I've mentioned your name too. I don't know why you would be upset. Like I said before on some other videos, why are you mad? Why are you upset? Why are you angry? I don't know why you would be upset. That lady raised me, I don't know about her, but definitely your branch of her family. It was some serious. Your uncle. When I mentioned how I had to run at the age of 3, not age of 3, when I was young, from this one cousin, quote unquote cousin, was your uncle, and you know that. That's when I said, when I told them 2 other cousins, he didn't even babysit no motherfucking body. See, now they're gone. Now they leave. Down to 0. It's your uncle. And your other one, and he transitioned years ago. And he had like really changed his life, at least from appearances. And so interesting how things change, because when I was younger and little, little girl, because we were over there often enough, because the lady who raised me would go to work, and her sister would babysit. So this is her son that would be there. She had 3 boys and 1 girl. All 3 of the boys are no longer here. They died. I guess the girl's still living. I have no clue. She played her role in this at one point as well. I called her a silverback one time on a video. And boy, was she mad at me about that shit. Next day I was at work, and boy, whatever she threw at me, I was, whew. Yeah. I kind of fell over a little bit. I said, oh, she's mad. But why are you mad? And that woman looked at me so bad one time. We was at this girl's weird. I talked about her grandmother died, funeral. She would have asked me to read, I don't know, a poem or something up there. So I went up there and read it. That woman looked at, man, if looks could kill, I would have been right in that casket. Bitch, what the fuck are you looking at me like that for? So, anyway, this particular lady I'm talking about, she wouldn't, initially, didn't play a part. Then initially she would be in a dream just watching, and then she started playing a role. I mean, why are y'all, I don't get why y'all mad. And yet you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. But I guess I wasn't supposed to reveal these things, but the reality is I guess I wasn't supposed to know these things, which I wouldn't have known. Like little hints was dropped to me here and there by the one girl I spoke about, but I wouldn't have known had you all had not done any of this stuff to me. But you continue to do it. Not as bad, but you continue to. And I really don't know the fullness of what you all really were doing in the background. Just anything to try to destroy me and kill me. And it's like I never did anything to these people. But anyway, so yeah, you, Miss Ma'am, I'm talking about your uncle. But now he wasn't the only one. It wasn't just that one uncle. But anyway, about him, he used to, like I said, when I was a kid, I used to run because I knew I was like, just, the God in me was like, I know if this man touches me, he's gonna do something to me. But when I got older and I went to seminary, he had joined a church. What was it? I think it was a Seventh-day Adventist church. Got married and everything. He did a little family bulletin. I think that put out monthly. I can't remember how often he put that shit out. It was good, and it was so interesting because he used to call me, asking me for advice. When things weren't going well, and it's like this when I was in seminary, so I was in the church asking me to pray for him, and things like that. And of course, by that point in time in my life, I was comfortable around him. He never put his hands on me. Now I don't know about nobody else. Like I said, that lady who raised me, I think they was probably all her nieces and nephews probably was deathly afraid of her. The way they used to talk about her, well, how she quote unquote had used to be. I was like, about that used to be. Okay, she puts on a show for me, but y'all know who y'all know her for real. Yeah. Anyway, I would have opened my mouth. Like the spiritualist said, you would have told you goddamn right. But your other cousin, your other uncle, the one talking about he was gonna fuck one of his cousins, in which I believe, no, that was your other brother who did that. No, your other uncle, his brother, their brother who did that. He was the one who, when he transitioned, had a dream about him, and we were in a car driving, and I looked over and I saw at him. He was taking me toward you all, and then he stopped and turned around, and I said, "What are we doing?" He said, "I'm taking you away from them. Taking you away from them." Thank you. That was the oldest brother. But at the time, I didn't know or understand any of it. Just thought just a dream, But your uncle, the other uncle who transitioned, the relationship he had with a niece of his was weird. I ain't gonna say who. This girl has not seemed to participate in any of this black magic y'all have thrown at me, and I appreciate that. But if she does, then I'll tell it all. I don't care. See, these things are things I wasn't supposed to know. This man lived right around the corner from me. So sometimes I will go see him for whatever reason. And there'd be some things going on there that, like, I know this man ain't messing around with his knees. Not by blood, but it doesn't matter. The girl had been around there since she was a small child. So you think people don't see things. She don't know. She dumb. She naive. She ain't on the street like us. She don't know shit. She's stupid. Okay. Now, I haven't talked about you, Miss Ma'am, and what I observed and picked up on. But you throw that shit at me one more time. And I'd be more than happy to put it right on here. Right on here. Because, bitch, nobody's dumb. You may think people are. Like y'all thought I was. Which I don't understand why. Because I didn't hoe all over the streets of Cleveland. Or I didn't go to your drinking parties and your druggy parties. Which is probably why you never invited me to your little family gatherings. Which I really didn't care. Zarita would be all broken up. But now y'all found a common cause to try to destroy me. So I'm sure she's happy now. That y'all showing her what she said to me one day, fake love. And girl, if you participate as Dorita, I don't know why you keep letting them drain you and use your power. But anyway, but that's, you have to be accepted by them. I understand. Loved by them. Loved by people who don't love you. So you throw that shit at me again. Because, see, I saw your little altar and shit at your house in Atlanta. You showed it to me. Oh, that just happened. Had my quiet time. Yeah, right. I knew that then. You got more problems than worrying about me. I'm thinking about your mother. Ma'am, I don't have nothing against you. I didn't have nothing against her, but I do now. You throw that shit at me again, because it was something going on in my house early when I got home. But shit, I don't have time to worry about it. I got it. I'm home from work. I need to eat. I mean, y'all was having a fucking ball. Punching me and kicking me and all that shit in the dreamscape. Y'all was having a ball. Feed me poisonous black magic food and all that type of shit. Getting Briandra Bellamy involved and doing whatever y'all was doing. Y'all was having fun. So throw it at me again, and I'm gonna tell exactly what the observation, the obvious observation, very obvious. How you asked me to keep your daughter, your oldest one. You take care of her and raise her? Hell no. I didn't have her. The fuck? Why would you ask me to take your child and raise her? And Lightweight alluded to it with that youngest one. I guess you're the youngest. I don't know if you done had more children since then. And who you got your teachings from. I don't know your family, your mother's side. I don't have nothing against them. But bitch, leave me alone. So anyway, so when I was in Atlanta, I went to when I was in seminary, I went to the Interdenominational Theological Center over there as part of the AU Center, Morehouse and Spelman, and all of those schools. I used to go to Soul Vegetarian a lot. Okay, that was run by the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem. Ben Ami was the founder. Again, I always reiterate, it's not those men that you see on the street, kind of preaching at people. I'll put it like that. That was not the community, the Hebrew community that I was a part of. But anyway, I used to go there because they had really, really good vegan food. Really loved it there. And, you know, I talked to some of the people that work there, about religious things, Christianity. And they was talk to me about, being Hebrew and all of that type of thing. So when I came back to Cleveland, there was a community here too. And I started going to the restaurant because they had a restaurant here. Wasn't as big as the one in Atlanta. Didn't have as many options. Well, put it this way: their menu wasn't as extensive as the one in Atlanta, but it was still good food, and to me. And so I started going to their poetry readings. This is my early days back in Cleveland, quite a while ago. And Zurita would go with me to the poetry readings on Friday nights. And I started, I don't remember how I started talking to this man that was part of that community. I don't even remember how, but all I know is that we started talking. Took me out on a date. We went to see, what was that movie? Lord of the Rings. Man, I loved it. So we started talking, and I started going to the classes and everything on Sundays and whatnot. Well, got involved with the community. Was quote unquote what they call being absorbed into the community. I was absorbed in the community. Got my Hebrew name, which was Yatsivia, which means what is it? God will not never God Yah, not God. Yah will never leave you nor forsake you. There's another part to it too, but that was the main part that I remember now. Yah will not leave you nor forsake you. It was really, they said it was pronounced Yotsivyo. Yotsivyo. God will never leave you nor forsake you. And started actively participating to a degree that I was comfortable with. And I worked and whatnot. They lived communally, so I moved into one of the houses. Did I live in one or two? I ended up living in two. I can't remember why I left the first house, but I did. But anyway, the second was the two houses, living there, and I moved and lived in, moved into another house. But anyway, went to Israel twice. In 2013, I went in January for like 7 days, and stayed on the kifa, or in the village. And I'll go into more detail about my visits there later. I'm a little tired right now, and somebody is really throwing shit my way. And the second time, it was still the same year. Did I say 2013? I mean 2003, not 2013, 2003. The second time I went, I stayed. I was supposed to only stay for like a week, but I ended up staying for 2.5 months. Okay, because that's me and a brother. We were getting married, and we had to meet with the priests before we got married. And there was a big event, like a 2-week event. The 1 week was a sister's event. The second week was a brother's event. It was really, really nice. I had a great time. And so they couldn't meet with us then, so we had to push it back. So the airline, the next flight they had out was like, about 2 months later, and I didn't even get charged or anything for the flight, and had my job didn't give me any issues or problems or anything. They were like, "You're fine, just come back." You know what I'm saying? when you're done, just come back. You still have your job and all of that kind of stuff. Because I really didn't have the time, like the sick time, vacation time, all of that type of thing. They're just like, come back. So I did, but I would love to tell that story another time. But anyway, so we got to meet with the priest and whatnot. We married. I did show a picture. Did I show more than one? But I know I showed a picture one time on one of these lives of us. Had my wedding dress. It was made and everything. I mean, the ladies did this elaborate head wrap. It was really nice. Fortunately, I guess I could say, but unfortunately, things did not go well between me and this man. I'm not gonna go into no detail about that right now. Maybe another time. And that marriage ended. Okay. He was really. I'm hearing the word brutal. I think that's where he thought he was going to be with me. This man's Hebrew name is Nehehmahnyah. Nehehmahnyah ben Nasik Aharon. Nehemiah, son of Nasik Aharon. I don't remember what his name means at all. I'm not even sure he's a part of this community anymore. I think the last time I heard he wasn't. Or like on the fringes of it or some shit like that. But anyway, he thought he was going to put his hands, be physical with me. I mean, I'm just not going to stay with that. You know. We had to go to Chicago. I left the home immediately that evening. I left immediately and never went back. But we had to go to Chicago to meet with the priest about the situation. I think he thought that they were going to take his side by some of the things he was saying, but they didn't. Okay. They basically ripped this man a new butthole or two. Okay. In front of me. And I don't think that's what he expected. And I told him we don't need no help. He need help. When they asked him some of his complaints about when they told him, it was just like, these are not complaints. And but see, they knew him more than I knew him in the community, and they were like basically told him that you're the problem. She's not the problem. You are. I was going to move to Israel. I was going to, give up everything. He was going to stay here, which was not uncommon in that community to see couples do that. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad that shit died. Okay. Because who knows what he would have done with anything in my name. Well, I left. I went and stayed in. That's when I stayed in another house. Okay, that's when I went and stayed in another house. I went and stayed in another house for a while. And I really didn't want to. I didn't. I was real cautious, because I don't have no interest in being abused, physically and mentally abused, psychologically abused by anyone. And I remember one day I don't know, I remember where I was. I was in a car. I was with a lady who raised me. We were on a corner of, what is that, Forest Hill and Lee. Okay, for anybody who knows where that is, in front of Forest Hill Park. Right where it splits between East Cleveland and Cleveland Heights. And I remember thinking about him, and I said to myself, I think he's a narcissist. This was before the days of, not before social media existed, of course. Maybe that was the early days. There was no Facebook at that time. Okay. That probably was in 2003. Or maybe early 2004 or something like that. I tried to say around the community, but people didn't make it easy. Constantly, well, it wasn't constantly, but it was enough. You got to forgive and all of this kind of shit. No, I'm not saying at the time my thought process was, I'm not saying I don't forgive him, but I'm not going back in that house. Not no time soon, You find that, I want to say in communities like that, but shit, you find it in the world. Period. That's the thing. That's a part of, I don't know, humanity's plight. Beating each other up, abusing each other, neglecting each other, talking about each other, dogging each other out. All type of weird shit. And then people telling you, trying to shame you into going back into that situation. And then, people who have allowed themselves to go back into the situation, they get mad at you because you won't go back in this situation. And you're not going to let them shame you and guilt you into it either. Or being told, because it was a community they practiced, they make it have more than one wife. Oh, such and such looking at me, she want to marry me. Well, marry her then. Shit, I don't care. Because I know what the fuck you are. Boy, when I said that, he really got angry. I know what you are. I'm not jealous. I'm not insecure about it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't feel no way about it. And it's just like, after a while, I was like, I'm not going to stay around here for this. I go in on a Sunday to get a brunch, and the men get mean, mugging me and all that. Whatever. Y'all want to beat your women and all of that kind of stuff, go for it. And you don't want no woman around who walked away from the shit, go for it. I'm sure I wasn't the only woman who did walk away from that type of thing, but I'm not about to be in no cult, and subject to no shit like that. Now, these churches is cults too. Don't get me. There's families is cults and shit. This whole society is one big fucking cult. But anyway, before we got married, one time we went to visit the lady who raised me. And she had a picture. Now, remember I told you she was my pastor's personal secretary, who was a bishop. But she had a picture of Bishop C.H. Mason, who was the founder of Church of God in Christ. Not on the wall or anything. I don't know. It might have been for some kind of project or something. And sitting up against the wall, and he saw it, and he was like, oh, Bishop Mason. And I was like, oh, you know who that is? He was like, yeah, He was a very intelligent person. Very intelligent, And I said, how do you know? And he said, oh, I know about the history of the church, blah, 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 this, that, and other. And then he said to me, he said he was a Mason. And I said, well, how do you know that? Because I didn't think that he was. Well, he broke the shit down, and he himself was one. Now, there you go, Brianna Jewel Bellum. I wasn't raised around Masons, a lot of Masons. If I was, I didn't know. There wasn't a lot of men around. But I was married to this man. And just like you dated Mr. Isaiah the Mason. So shut the fuck up, bitch. And so he broke down a lot of things to me because I was under the impression, naively so, from growing up in the church. I used to read a lot of Christian literature about Masonry, Freemasons, and whatnot. And Christianity will always talk against it. You have preachers preach in the pulpit against it, but they will be one. But that's for the audience. You know how that go. Just like I was listening to Jordan Maxwell today. I like a lot of his stuff. But that whole story about him dying poor, I don't believe that. And I'm like, this man was a very wealthy man. This man was part of the community that he was teaching everybody about and against and who these people are. I'm like, you was one of them. But that's what they do. So anyway, and I want to say if he's dead at all, I do believe the man is dead. But it was, you one of these, you are part of that community yourself. Go down the hill and tell him the truth. That's what that is. But anyway, years later, and now when I say years, I mean years later. That was 2003. I had my daughter in 2005, so she probably was maybe about 7 or 8 years old, I get a call, and it's him. I'm thinking to myself, why are you calling me? No hatred or anything like that, but just what do you want? I pretty much walked away from that community not that long after I walked away from your motherfucking ass. So he began to share with me how he moved to Africa and was living in Ghana and got married and had 2 boys and quote unquote acted like he was telling me about his life, just catching up. Just no, you're not. Just being friendly. No, you're not. How did you get my number? I got it from your mom. Your mother gave me your number, this, that, and other. And I was like, okay. This is what I'm saying. Like when you feel these things, don't ignore it. When you feel something ain't right, don't ignore it. Don't talk yourself out of what your higher self and your inner knowing is telling you, because of the programming and the training that they've done to you to, tell you things like, oh, you're being paranoid. Oh, they was just calling to be nice and all of the bullshit. It's not no, it's not. And when he called, he called me about 3 times, and he asked me to get on WhatsApp, which I was not familiar with that back then, and I didn't do it. And you remember coming back, did you get the WhatsApp? And I think I got on there. I was like, I can't figure this out, because I'm not. I don't plan on. I'm thinking I don't plan on talking to you on a regular basis. But we would have good conversations. So I think about 3 times, 3 or 4 times. He invited me to Africa to meet his wife and everything, and because I wanted to go, wanted to visit, but I really wanted to see more of the, not so much the westernized part of Africa, Like when I went to Puerto Rico, I took my daughter to Puerto Rico one time. And, we're on a resort, and then there's IHOP or whatever the fuck it was across the street. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I want Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Which I did get to see some of that in our time there. We stayed there for we was there for a good minute, maybe about 8 days, 8 or 9 days, something like that. But nevertheless, anyway, back to this. Well, I know this person, this is what he's telling me. I know this person, that person, we can take you there. You can come visit. Alluded to at one point being a second wife. No, it didn't work being your first wife. No, you know what I'm saying? He told me that I did. I got a chance to meet his, when we were married. I met his father, his mother, his grandmother. Well, man, I liked her, boy. And then his mother remarried. We didn't go to the wedding. Maybe we were at the reception or something like that, because we weren't there long. I think we were there just like overnight, which was a very hard thing for him. His family's Jamaican, but he was born here. So his father called one morning. He was like, come on, let's go. We're going to New York. He would do stuff like that. Come on, wake up. We're going to Atlanta, or we're going wherever. And I like that type shit. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, back to this man calling me. So when he did, I'm just like thinking to myself, you're not calling me just for friendly conversation. I don't know what it is that you want, what you're after. I don't know. And then they leave. I don't know why she would have given you my phone number, you know what I'm saying, without saying anything to me or asking me, if I want you to have it. And I think this is a side note. I think I know who was up in that closet that day in her house who ran up out of that closet behind my back, but I'm going to get to that in another video. But back to this. So I don't know what it is that you are after. But I dismissed all that. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that to yourselves. Don't. You pay attention to what your inner knowing, your higher self. So when these people started with these evil workings here on me, which again they had probably been doing it. Well, I ain't gonna say they. That one who raised me, she sure enough was. But when it was getting down to the wire or whatever that was supposed to be, like I'm sure I'm supposed to be dead and gone by now, according to whatever they were trying to do. That's what I said one time. I don't know if they do all this dream infiltration, and I don't know if that's a big cleaving thing, or if that is some kind of initiation or whatever it is. But he didn't do any of that. Didn't have no dreams about him or anything. Man, I wish I had it, but I believe he took it. I had video. I had a camcorder, and had video of the wedding and everything. It was really beautiful. But I believe he took it. I think he told me he took it. But one of those conversations that we had when he called me back, he told me that he told his family that I was dead. I said, what? I said, you told, because he, of course, his mother and his grandmother was asking about me. And he told him I was dead. His grandmother wasn't Jamaican. I can't remember what she was from, an island or something. I really liked her, man. But it's like, why would you tell them that I was dead? Really strange. That was really strange. And he said, well, I was embarrassed and ashamed and all of this type of thing. Okay. Now, he told me one time before we got married, when we were just talking, that I think it was the FBI came knocking on his door one time. I don't remember his real name. It's kind of coming to me a little bit, but I think he went to FAMU. I believe he went to FAMU, Florida A&M University. And he told me that they were searching for his cousin, because his cousin apparently had killed someone and had chopped this woman's body up. Okay. So anyway. But again, why would you tell him I was dead? That was just weird. But again, I'm like, well, I don't know his family dynamics and whatnot, but still, goddamn, you couldn't find nothing else to tell him. Now, again, back to these people with this dream infiltration shit. He never did, but there was a woman in that community that he could not keep his mind off of. I mean, he was madly in love with her. Okay. But she didn't want him, probably because he was big. He was a big dude. He was fat. When I say big, he was a big fat motherfucker. And he was black like this chair. You know how people are with their superficialities, okay? Because they talked all the time, 24/7. Okay. He watched the children, treated the children like he was their daddy. But she didn't want his motherfucking big black ass. But they were like two peas in a fucking pod at the same fucking time. She did a dream infiltration. It was like she was trying to tell me in the dream, it was a long dream too. Like she was trying to lead me somewhere, trying to give me directions to go somewhere, some shit like that. So I at the time, I really didn't think anything of that. I said, well, I wonder why I dreamt about her. had the same feeling as the rest of them dream infiltration things. And I said, well, I know she didn't do that. I know she, yes, the fuck she did. There's a lot of people involved in this here. One thing about him, he always talked about her like she was a school teacher and he was a substitute teacher. He always talked about her. She got money. She made bank. I was like, yeah, did she have 4? I was like, she got 4 children. You know what I'm saying? But no, she got bank. She got money. It's always about money. Which he said that was his mama's issue. Money. Now, I'm pretty goddamn sure. So we're going to just ask my pension on. Was Nehehmahnyah involved in this scheme here to destroy me? This is yes, y'all. For those of you who have been watching. Yeah, of course he was. Okay, thank you. Stop, please. Has he been, I don't know what it would be called, but I'm just going to ask. Was he doing like womb magic on me? Okay. Yes. Stop, please. Was he told to stop doing the womb magic on me? Yes. Now, who told him? I don't know. See, I don't know who all these people are. Stop, please. Was he told to stop doing any magic on me? Now, motherfucker, I knew your motherfucking ass as the pieces was coming together and have been coming together. I knew your motherfucker, that's yes. I knew your motherfucking ass was playing a role in this. But I know about that part specifically. Now, we saw that you was told to stop. Did he stop doing the magic on me he was told to stop doing? No. So whoever told your motherfucking ass to stop doing it, I hope they're watching. I don't know, I guess you got a boss. Thank you, stop, please. Whoever told him to stop, was it someone from the Hebrew community that I met him in? No. Okay, thank you, stop, please. Is he still married to the African woman from Ghana who he was married to that I know about? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Stop, please. Does she know anything about him doing the magic on me? No. Yeah. Thank you. Stop, please. Does she know anything about him being a part of this collective to destroy me? Okay. Does she do? But you do know about that, Miss Ma'am. Thank you. Stop, please. Has she herself been doing any magic on me? No. But you know about that. Bitch, I don't even know you. I ain't seen you a day in my fucking life. Confirmation. I have not seen you, met you a day. I ain't seen no pictures of you or nothing. I'm sure you've seen them of me though, because he told me he told you about me. And probably lied like he did his family. I don't know. Nigga, I don't even, how many years has it been? And you was told to stop? You know, I watched this movie last night called 13 Sins. About this man who he was broke, he got fired from his job, he needed some money. And so he got a phone call about a game. He had to commit 13 uh, uh, it was 13 parts of the game. He had to do it, whatever they told him to do, each level he had to do it. He would get a certain amount of money. But each part of the game, with each game, it became more heinous, more heinous, and more heinous. And what the guy was saying was, the point of, there was another guy in the movie. The point of it was to see how much of a person would, how much of a monster they could become. And he had, the man who said that had made a book about all the atrocities that were not only in individuals' lives, but that affected the whole society as well. Historical things show that this was a game that people were playing. And he said, "Who, I don't know who knows who are the people playing this game? Who's calling the people, telling them to do these things? Who's directing the people to tell them to do these things? Okay, but that they're doing of their own accord." He said, "I don't know, but it's like people that were just bored as fuck." Now the main and who have money, the main character in the video, in the movie, come to find out toward the end, it was another person playing the game as well that he found that he was going against. And he didn't know that, but who was it? Was his brother. The 13th thing that they had to do, well, and his brother, was like a little slow, okay, was to kill a family member. And so they were there with their father. The father was a mean old crotchety motherfucker, okay, who had made all of this money, but now was just living dirt poor. Come to find out, the father said to him, the two brothers was talking about what they were supposed to do, debating about killing their family member. And the father said, "It warms my heart to see you all take initiative for the first time in your life." Come to find out, he had played the game and he won. Okay. And he ended up killing, for the 13th thing, who did he kill? His wife, their mother. Okay. But he didn't want them to win because it was just so depraved. The whole situation was so depraved. So the way that he stopped either one of them from winning, not really, but was he killed himself before they could kill him. Well, nevertheless, the brothers end up harming one another. And the main character, he did win, but he, then they had all of these officials and whatnot to clean it up, to act like none of it ever happened. And he ended up killing that police officer, which meant who was cleaning the situation up, or whatever he was, sergeant, police sergeant, FBI, whatever he was. He ended up killing him, which meant that he lost all the money because he was not supposed to find out who the originator was. But I'm saying all that to say, it's just like, you watching that last time, I'm like, that's just like these games. But who is this? Like I said, that time Breonna Jewell and Bellamy and her fucking father asked for me, motherfucker, who are you? Military Mason. Who are you? Motherfucker, who told you to stop doing it? But why? Who told you to do it in the first fucking place? This lady who has raised me, who are you working for? I have a friend of mine who calls it the Royal Games. He said it's the Royal Games. That's what this shit is. You watch these movies, they make these movies and shit, and we think, and again, people think, oh, it's just entertainment. No, it's not. It's more than that. This shit is telling you what the weird ass shit realm that we live in and things that people do. Now, I was going to get on here and I was going to be really crass, which, I don't have a problem being that way and talking about your nasty fat fuck ass. I don't have a problem doing that. I'm just not really in that mood right now to do that. I mentioned the white boy I went to, that I work with in DC. Okay, this motherfucker is in there somewhere. And others, this woman, her family, and everything. And some of them may not even know the specifics. I don't feel as though my father is completely innocent at all. I do not know if my father is a part of some. Do I think he is innocent of what that woman who raised me, her aspect of what she was doing or getting paid to do? I do, but I don't think he's completely innocent when it comes to me. What folks was trying to set up for me. No, not at all. In no way, shape, or form. I don't know if he's part of some all these secret groups and all these secret societies and all of this shit. I'm not a part of any of that shit. Like I said before, I ain't took no vows and I ain't signed no papers. None. I mean, lady, the wife, bitch, I don't even know you. It's amazing. I mean, that may go answer into some aspects of the overseas work. People going overseas to get work done on you. To the master voodooist or whatever the fuck, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, no disrespect to that community at all. I don't know what the name of it would be though. I know a lady one time I was teaching. I think it was my second semester teaching Introduction to Religious Studies, and I would have. Uh, Now that class was a little bit different than comparative world religion. Comparative world religion, we went over specific religions. Okay, I've talked about that already. Hinduism, indigenous religions, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Confucianism, Taoism. That's all I had time for. When I did Introduction to Religious Studies, there we didn't go over any specific religions in any great detail. We just went over the whole umbrella of religious studies. So I would have students in both classes pick in comparative world religion. They would pick a religion that we would not go over, and they would give a short presentation before class. Well, religious introduction to religious studies, it was open. And one woman, this white woman, she picked, she wanted to go do Vodun. I mean, she took the whole fucking class. I mean, but it was so good. She had brought a book for us to look at. She just really went in. I mean, like, in that class, that was a class that we only met like, I think twice. No, we met once a week. So it was a long class, but I let her take that whole, and she didn't mean to. You know what I'm saying? But I told her, just keep going, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? She took the whole entire class to for that presentation. I mean, it was very, very interesting. And nothing to play with. You know, which I know people, they, so great and mighty and powerful, they can do anything. Play with anything, it don't matter. But that did answer. I was like, oh, I see. Just really strange. Even when I was in Israel the second time and I was preparing to marry this man, and some of the women, things that they would say and do, who's only women got husbands. This little freak, fat nigga. Well, that lady said, motherfucker, I don't know that fucking woman. I don't give a fuck what she said. You marrying that bitch or you marrying me? Which is why the marriage really ended. It wasn't just the physical thing, but just the ultimate betrayal of listening to men talk negatively about me and you join in that conversation. This is what this man did against me, your wife. Well, he said, well, maybe they saw you doing something that made them say things about it. I don't give a fuck what them niggas saw me doing. I'm your fucking wife. They can say whatever the fuck they want. You're the fucking problem. But you're so fucking dumb that you don't see, nigga, they can't figure out why I married your fucking ass. And because they can have more than one wife, they want to put some enmity between me and you so that I will leave you so that they can have a chance to fucking with me. They don't give a fuck about your motherfucking ass, nigga. But you're dumb. And you have to show these men you a man. No, they want the poontang. Why would she marry that nigga? Doing what people do with his big black ass. He fat, out of shape. Look at him. Because that's what motherfuckers do. You may not like it, but that's what motherfuckers do. It's the truth. And you just dumb, falling in line. Like an idiot. Now, I'm glad you went along and met you somebody and y'all have y'all, whatever y'all have. I don't give a fuck what you have. But nigga, why you bothering me? And to your bitch, why are you fucking, bitch, I don't know you, bitch. I've never seen you a day in my fucking life. Now, your boss, whoever your fucking boss is, already told your motherfucking ass to stop. But you don't even, that's why them priests went in on your motherfucking ass in Chicago. They knew you was a hard-head nigga. That's why they dogged you out and ripped you 5 new assholes. So whoever your fucking boss is, the one who really run a game on your nigga ass, he told your dumb ass to stop. And you told me when your child was born, something was wrong with his fucking legs. He had to come to Florida. But see, niggas like you motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the karma you bring on your home and your children. You don't give a fuck. Because, motherfucker, if I wasn't worth a goddamn, you wouldn't be doing the magic on me. No motherfucking way. If the motherfucker told you to stop doing it, but you didn't listen to me, you kept on doing it, you obviously getting something out of the fucking platinum mine of mine. The gold mine here. Now, I don't know about that woman you couldn't keep your hands off of or your eyes off of. And for the little white bitch, if you watching, bitch, don't think I didn't know about y'all too either. What's your name? Erina. Don't think I didn't know. And basically somebody told me long after I left the motherfucker. So, well, I knew that with your ugly ass. That's why when I saw you at that museum, you looked scared than a motherfucker. You fucking gross. And stole that man away from that woman. That's a whole nother thing. That wasn't none of my business. But bitch, that's what the fuck you did, bitch. That's y'all's motherfucking business, though. Look, they done took the thumbs up away. They done gave it back. Now, if I keep hearing this shit about your fat fucking ass, you another one. I'm gonna blast your motherfucking out right on this motherfucker about how nasty and trifling you are. How? See, you know, I be hearing these videos talking about these people that they be these people that they be reading on who be targeting these people, they trying to find dirt on you. What's dirt? What is dirt? Look at the world we live in. But they ain't all who they claim to be. What is that? So if they generally are a good person, a kind person, loving person, all of that, this, that, and other, I guess dirt would be them making a choice that probably wasn't the wisest choice in their life. Like the rest of humanity. Like a dumb motherfucker sitting up there looking for dirt on someone. What is dirt? So I guess the motherfuckers that's quote unquote looking for dirt on someone, you haven't done whatever whatever it is that you call dirt. It's just dumb shit. Oh, well, they stole something one time, so. And they had a whole era, so. And oh, I heard they drank a lot. And next. Oh, they did drugs, so. I mean, what the fuck is dirt? This whole fucking society ain't nothing but fucking dirt. All of this shit is dirt. I remember I took my first mushroom journey, maybe my second or third. And I looked, I said, I gotta go back down there. That fucking garbage can called Earth. So what the fuck is dirt? Oh, the holier than thou people looking for dirt on people. Have never done any dirt, huh? They did wood. And bitch, what the fuck did you do? What? What's your dirt? I mean, I took this class in seminary. That was one of my last year. That was one thing that we talked about. What they called it, your stuff. What's your fucking stuff? Take the mold out your own motherfucking eye first. You be taking a whole bunch of them out of that motherfucker before you worried about somebody else's shit. What they have done or haven't done. That's dirt. It's just dumb. So the motherfucking FBI done came to your door in Cleveland, Ohio, asking about the cut up girlfriend. Does he live here in Cleveland? No. This shit didn't happen here? No. In Ohio? No. Nigga, what? So what the fuck is dirt? I don't give a fuck what you have done. If you did it, own up to it, and moving the fuck on, motherfucker. It's none of your fucking business. I'm gonna tell everybody, and tell them. The fuck that mean? Just dumb shit. It's dumb. I went to the grocery store today. I didn't think I would actually see this. I see a grown fucking woman in them big ugly shoes. I guess they call sliders. I be seeing them in the head store with some dirty ass pink socks, a dirty ass pink robe, a short one, and I guess some pajamas on up under there. And she kept trying to close her robe because she was highly uncomfortable in the shit. Now, I had seen some shorts about or videos about women wearing bonnets and okay, whatever, and then pajamas and proudly doing it. I was like, wow. She looked very uncomfortable in the store. But because some higher power principality or whatever told her to go out there and make a fool of herself, some higher power principality or whatever that came in the form of some video telling you with your hand on your hip, "Gone out there, honey. They can't tell me nothing." Looking filthy, looking like she hadn't even washed her vagina for the day. This about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Can't nobody tell me nothing. How come they always doing black women's wrong? I don't know. They don't pay no attention to who wants to pay attention to that. I said I really didn't. I really didn't think I would see that. Just dirty. And no, she wasn't home. She didn't look homeless and nothing. Just I'm gonna go out there and ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. But you want to find dirt on somebody. Okay. This whole society is fucking filth. Now, nigga, you and your wife, you need to obey y'all's boss. Your fucking slave masters. I don't have none. I don't have no fucking boss to tell me to put people's private readings online and to tell me to stop doing magic on a person. Whatever y'all's bosses have told y'all to do or not do concerning me. I don't have none. I ain't signed shit. I took no vows and no oaths to shit. So, motherfucker, if I hear it again, I don't mind telling the world about you. With your weak punk ass. A nasty fuck nigga I only knew for a half of a fucking second. Who's too much of a punk to keep his fucking wife from listening to some niggas who want to fuck his wife and too dumb to know. And then niggas was fine. Both of they fucking asses. Did you meet Bree? Or talk to her, dumbass? Nigga, I really don't mind. Anything I need to know about this dumb shit with this nigga. That was this card that came out. Well, I guess he's a miserable, unhappy motherfucker. I don't have nothing to do with that. Whatever kind of strategies it is that you always trying to put on people, I guess that ain't working for you. You're always doing that. That's what you don't love yourself because you don't think you got that suave, debonair shit. But them niggas did. Both of them. And the one still do with his fine ass. At least the last time I saw him. That big one. That tall couple. There it is. What is that shit about? He wants you to be his lover. Nigga gone. That's why you was calling with that dumb shit. Again, that's why you're doing that. Is that what that womb magic shit is all about? Bringing you some kind of fortune and shit. The fucking gold mine here bringing you some money and shit. But the motherfucker, whoever this nigga is, told you to stop. I don't know why he told you to stop. I don't know who he is. Okay, and here you are. Ain't sitting no fucking victory. That's your fucking fault. You another one. Another backstabbing, betraying nigga. And that's why I left your fucking ass. Wasn't just that putting your hands on me thing. That was the ultimate betrayal. You're just dumb. You wanted me because you did. That's when I started doing them what was that shit I was doing, them little, was it a play or little stuff with the kids and the poetry and all that? You want to try to make some money off of that shit. Here, you saw what we could have done, the work that I started doing in that community. When you mad, I guess you want to target a bitch. Anything else? Or get what juice you can. I don't know, motherfucker. Are you in some kind of regret? Anything else? I don't know. You're waiting for something. That's what you again, the whole theme and thing with the fake mama. Waiting for that shit to come in. Stealing. Waiting for some shit to come in. But you goddamn right, I'm guarded against all you motherfuckers. Ain't gonna stay that way. Okay. I'm gonna stay an empowered bitch. Away from all y'all. Sick. All y'all sick. But if I hear it one more time, nigga. Stay subbed. Keep the notifications open. And just like me. Just like me. When you least expect it. Just like you did me. And you don't know what's going to come the fuck out of my mouth. But I don't give a fuck. And I'll show you a fat fuck picture. All right. Chill. You all have favor. Peace.